Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend. Hey, baby, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Fabulous. Got a special guest coming up here in a bit. Darius Norman, Rewriting Financial Rules. Going to be talking about a book, and he's rewriting the financial rules.
Okay.
All right. I'm excited to learn more about that. Also, I got a couple of quotes for today. You ready for some quotes?
I'm ready.
All right. And I quote, "The way to get started is to quit talking and start doing." Walt Disney. I like that. Stop talking and start doing. I like that. I think that's good. And then the quote for Sunday. That was the Saturday quote, by the way. The Sunday quote is, "You are never too good for anything. Always be willing to do everything." Tom Parkinson. I like that one, too. Because there are some people who think, I'm above that. We talked to a guy, our former banker. I loved Gary. He was just the greatest guy ever. And he said he worked for a guy who would ask people to do kind of a menial task to see how they would respond to that. And if they responded well, they would get promoted. And if they didn't respond well, it wasn't long before they weren't there any longer.
Right.
And I thought, that's really a neat way. Instead of just saying, you know what, you deserve a raise.
Right.
He would say, hey, can you help them stuff envelopes? And he'd see if
they
they'd
do
complain.
deserve a raise.
And it was really, I thought, what a cool way to do things. Coming up, we got some special things for the weekend. It's a busy weekend. We'll tell you all about that in a bit.
John and Heidi.
Are you paying a bundle to the cable company? Cut the cable and save with the all-new ChannelSurferTV.com. We've added several solutions that could save you money every month. We have dish TV options and internet TV solutions that start from just $20 a month. We even have an HD TV antenna for $30 to get the local channels with no monthly fee. Learn more at ChannelSurferTV.com. We'll do our very best to find the perfect TV solution for you. ChannelSurferTV.com. Movies and TV with a low monthly fee. That's ChannelSurferTV.com.
John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. We got a whole bunch of stuff for this weekend. Let's start with Saturday. AKC Responsible Dog Ownership Day, Ann Dunley Bread Street Day, Big Whopper Liar Day, Boys and Girls Club Day for Kids, International Coastal Cleanup Day, International Day for the Preservation of the Ozone Layer, International Eat an Apple Day, Locate an Old Friend Day, Mayflower Day, National Cleanup Day, Gymnastics Day, National Seat Check Day, National Step Family Day, National Tattoo Story Day, National Guacamole Day, Play-Doh Day, Puppy Mill Awareness Day, Stay Away from Seattle Day. What? That's kind of a dumb one. What's wrong with Seattle? Step Family Day, Trail of Tears Commemoration Day. That's all Saturday. Then we get to Sunday. Yeah, that was all just Saturday. Batman Day, Citizenship Day, Constitution Day, International Country Music Day, National Monte Cristo Day. Those are delicious, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Time's Up Day, VFW Ladies Auxiliary Day, and Wife Appreciation Day. And my beautiful wife right here, I appreciate you all the time.
Well, thank you.
All right. Get out there and celebrate this weekend. I got to take a deep breath.
John and Heidi.
Here's Luca from Luca's Boutique. Tell us about the items we'll find at Luca's Boutique.
We have 100% Italian design and Italian-made leather goods, artisanally made by artisans, for example, that are commissioned by Gucci, Prada to make bags. We use the same artisans because we know them.
You'll love the fine Italian styles at Luca's Boutique. Leather purses, belts, and more. Learn more at fineitalianstyles.com.
This is Luca from Luca's Boutique, and we have fine Italian styles.
fineitalianstyles.com.
John and Heidi.
I have never had a chance to see Stonehenge, but we better get to Britain quick so I can see it before they break it. Did you hear what's going on?
No.
British authorities officially approved plans for a controversial traffic tunnel to be built underneath Stonehenge. So they're going to dig a tunnel going underneath of it, and they don't know for sure that it's going to be okay. It could collapse. Now, when you were in England, did you go see Stonehenge?
No.
You
I
didn't?
had no desire.
You didn't?
Why? It's a bunch of boulders sitting
I
on
just
top.
want to go
Who
see
cares?
it. I just think it looks really cool.
Why?
I don't know, because it looks really cool. Coming up,
All right.
we're going to talk about something hopefully that is more interesting to Heidi. We've got your brain on drugs on the way.
John and Heidi.
Each day at this time, we talk about people doing dumb things under the influence, but addiction is no laughing matter. If you or someone you know needs help, there's a toll-free number you can call.
1-800-438-0380.
That's the Addiction Hope and Helpline.
1-800-438-0380.
And this is your brain on drugs. Now, first of all, I have to say, I'm going to make this as G-rated as possible. Did I not say I didn't even want to read this?
You didn't want to read this
I got this
one.
3 days ago, and I wasn't going to read it because I don't like the content of
So
this
you
story.
may want to cover the ears of the kitties.
It's just I'm gonna just use some euphemisms, but I think adults are all going to know what we're talking about here. Amika Witt, age 20, was recently arrested. And during her search, when they were checking her into jail, a female officer found a loaded handgun on her person. And when I say on her person...
her person.
Yeah. And we're not going to say where, but I bet you know where. And it says she and a male acquaintance were arrested after their car was stopped for speeding. This was in Bloomington, Illinois. They found heroin and ecstasy in the car. And when they were putting this young lady, again, age 20, into custody and into jail, that's when they found a weapon that she couldn't take with her in there. They also had, like I said, a bunch of narcotics and felony weapons charge. She's locked up in lieu of a $40,000 bond. So I've got a link to the story if you want to read it, and there is a picture of the gun, and there's a picture of this young lady.
Gross.
It is, yeah. This is a story. Like, I didn't want to share
The scariest thing is there was a round.
Yeah, in the chamber.
Chambered.
This thing could have
gone off.
This is just crazy.
Yeah.
Like I said.
That's just such a bad idea.
It is.
So many levels that story
Like I
is
said,
just wrong.
I didn't say anything I didn't want to say, but if it doesn't make any sense to you, it's on our Facebook page, facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen. Got a lot of movies coming out this weekend. All I See Is You. It's rated R. It's a thriller, and it's got a bunch of people I've never heard of. But it's a blind woman's relationship with her husband changes when she regains her sight and discovers disturbing details about themselves. American Assassin. Now, this one is rated R as well. It's a thriller, but it's got Michael Keaton and Taylor Kitsch and Dylan O'Brien. It's a story centered around an agent named Mitch Rapp, counterterrorism agent. Mother! Exclamation point. NR. So does that mean not rated?
Not rated.
How is it not rated? And it's in anyway. Jennifer Lawrence. Who else? Ed Harris. A couple's relationship is tested when uninvited guests arrive at their home, disrupting their tranquil existence. Because of Garcia, PG-13. Have you heard of this one?
Nope.
John Schneider. Remember him from Dukes of Hazzard? I haven't seen him in anything in a long time. Ben Davis. Couple high school couples explore friendships and dating along dissimilar lines, leading to courage and transformation for one teen and a personal crisis for another. So, anyway, all of those on the big screen this weekend. Thanks for listening to Big Screen, Little Screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com.
John and Heidi.
Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to uncontrollable bleeding and even death. If you've been prescribed one of these drugs and have experienced these dangerous side effects, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. Call 800-430-8328. 800-430-8328. Drug Watch Hotline is a marketing firm that represents lawyers jointly advertising their services. By calling Drug Watch Hotline, you agree to receive calls by legal service providers.
John and Heidi.
Now, your scoop of the day. Tesla is set to unveil the first ever all-electric semi-truck in October.
What?
Yeah, so they're going to build...
How far can that possibly go? They have to charge it every 30 feet?
If the trailer is filled with batteries, they could just keep on driving.
Maybe it's a solar power.
Can't haul anything else. No, you know what? They've got some amazing technology that they've got put together, so I think it'll be cool to see how that works out.
Wow.
And for short hauls, you know, if they're going to be just doing stuff right in one area and then go back and, you know, plug in and the truck can charge up while they're loading stuff, that makes a ton of sense. A Harvard study found the majority of people think their friends have more friends than they do. So everybody thinks that, you know, everybody they know knows way more people than they do, but that's not the case. They know about the same number of people that you know. Unless, of course, you're on Facebook. There's some people who have so many friends, but in real life they don't
have
really
no friends.
I'm one of them. There's like 3,000 friends on Facebook, and some of them like, who is it? I don't even know who that is. And it's kind of funny. I met a guy one time. We were talking. He's like, "Hey, you John Small from the radio?" I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "We're friends on Facebook." I was like, "I thought you looked familiar." It's like, "Hey, no, that explains it." Scientists are struggling to identify a fangled, faceless creature that washed ashore in Texas after Hurricane Harvey. So they have no idea what this thing is. They're like, what is it? Where did it come from?
Weird.
Yeah, so something from the sea that is now
They're finding
here.
all sorts of weird stuff from the sea. I've seen lots of pictures lately where I'm like, what on earth is that?
Well, we don't know what's out there, Heidi. We have no idea. For those of you who are into politics, you might like this story, you might hate this story, but a dog is running for mayor at a small town outside of Nova Scotia. So there you go. A dog running for mayor.
That's better than the rats that are typically running.
See, I wasn't even going to throw a joke there because I just thought that was enough of a joke on its own. But Heidi, I like it. It was good. A 29-year-old actress named Francisca Reaza recently gave Selena Gomez a kidney. I didn't know Selena needed a kidney. That could have probably been our
she's
big
got
screen.
I can't remember what the disease is. She's got some sort of a disease where it deteriorates her
She
kidneys.
needed a kidney.
Yeah.
Wow. The movie It is in theaters right now, and the clowns of America are not thrilled. So a group of professional clowns are planning a rally in New York City to protest the movie It. 400 clowns have already signed up. They're all going to carpool in one car.
I mean, they have a bad enough rap the way it is, clowns.
Yeah. I know.
Probably don't need any help.
No, I can understand where they're coming from there. 4 fans were ejected from a Fenway Park baseball game for bringing a sign that read, "Racism is as American as baseball." And they had a big sign they were holding up, and they were like, you can go now.
That's probably a bad idea.
You can take your sign with you and just go now. Olive Garden does something that I didn't know was a thing. September 25th. When is that? That's Monday. Okay. So from Monday through November 19th, they have an all-you-can-eat pasta pass. Have you heard of this?
No.
Never heard of this. You buy a card for $100, which that sounds like a lot, but when you think about it, from
that's
September
a long time, though.
25th through November 19th, so that's over a month. That's almost 2 full months. And it says cardholders get to eat unlimited pasta, soup, and salad and breadsticks at locations all over. So you go in and show the card. Hey, I got a card. Out of my way. Give me some food. I think that's interesting.
That's
last
actually
year,
not so bad.
No, last year was the first year. They started selling them, I guess, earlier this week. Maybe it's already done. But it says last year they sold 21,000 passes in the first second that they were available.
Yeah, I could see that,
So
especially people who love Olive
done
Garden.
by now. I can't even imagine if they sold 21,000 the first second and they started selling them earlier this week. Yeah, this is most likely already done. So maybe I should have told you that sooner. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Your credit score really matters when it comes to credit cards, home loans, and car loans. It makes a big difference in whether or not you qualify for the best rates or even get the loan. But did you know that your credit score can also affect the price when you get your insurance too? Many people never even check their credit score, but sadly, errors happen all the time. CreditRepair800.com would like to help you repair your credit and make sure you have the best possible credit score. Get the details on how our program works at CreditRepair800.com. That's CreditRepair800.com.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We've got a special guest joining us today. We've got Darius Norman, and he's got a book called Rewriting Financial Rules, and we've got him on the line right now. How you doing, sir?
I'm great, sir. How are you?
Fantastic. Thank you so much for chatting with us today. This is a topic that I think is probably a pretty important topic for a lot of people. There are many people listening that probably have maybe noticed that their credit report isn't as good as they'd like it to be. And on here I see that it says, I repaired and rebuilt my credit myself. And then you put this book together, Rewriting Financial Rules. So first of all, let's talk a little bit about your background. What were you doing before you had put this book together?
Well, I am a social worker. But
Nice.
I created Rewriting Financial Rules because I had a financial setback 3 years ago. And so I saw myself going down a path financially that was not going to be productive in terms of where I wanted to go in my future and my family financial picture. So with that, I began to reevaluate how I was spending money in terms of reevaluating and looking at my credit reports. And I saw some things. I saw a lot of errors and inaccuracies in my credit reports. And so with that, I began to do some research and studying, and I actually worked with a credit repair company. But then I learned some things during that journey journey of me repairing my credit.
Very nice. And through that journey, you said, I think there are other people who could probably benefit from this information. Instead of starting back at square one, you're going to give them a head start by letting them read your story, which is really cool that you're sharing that, and let other folks maybe get a little better credit number for themselves as well.
Absolutely. Because what I was doing, John, to be honest with you, I saw like I said before, I saw myself going down a path financially that was not going to be conducive in terms of what I wanted for my future and my family. And what I did, I downgraded my lifestyle. I went from a $1,600 a month condo to a one-bedroom, one-bath apartment for $350. So that right there helped me downgrade and gave me the income to address my financial needs at that time.
Yeah, that's quite a difference, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And so with that, my credit at that time, I had a 527 credit score. But with me making those adjustments, repairing some inaccuracies on my credit report, and learning some ways to build my credit, I went from a 527 to a 720. I was able to purchase me a home, and I went to the closing table with only bringing $50 down.
Oh, wow.
Yes, sir. And I was able to obtain an interest rate of maybe 3.6%. And then I was able to buy me a nicer car with no money down, and my car note is $170 a month.
Well, that's fantastic.
Yes, sir.
Again, the book is called Rewriting Financial Rules. When did the book come out?
The book came out, I published it in May of 2017. And like I said, it's a simple read. It gives you step-by-step processes in terms of understanding the credit repairing, understanding what the credit bureaus are about, as well as you will learn some strategies to build your credit, as well as a lot of American consumers don't understand that there are some protections out here for them in regards to some of the predatory practices that some of these debt collection companies are utilizing. In the book, is a section where they'll learn some consumer protection strategies, and then they have a 21-day journal to determine what's working, what's not working after reading the book.
Well, that's really cool. That's a nice thing for you to put that together and kind of make it a step-by-step plan for people to just simply follow.
Yes, sir.
So was this your first book? Was it kind of a difficult thing to do?
This is my very first book. It wasn't too difficult because it was research that I obtained while I was re-evaluating, making some adjustments in my own picture financially. So it was a lot of research that I learned, and so I just kind of chronicalized it and put it in a simple form where people could understand it.
And I see in your information here that you're a motivational speaker, so that's got to be kind of fun to go out and speak to people and help get them all motivated and help them move forward in their lives as well.
Totally, especially financially, because you can easily get off track. You can easily get disappointed when you don't see the actual adjustments when you want to. So when you're dealing with your credit, you're going to need some motivation. You're going to need people to encourage you. And so that's my number one role, to encourage people to keep pushing on. Because when I face my own financial roadblocks, I needed people to push me and coach me.
Darius, thank you for your time today, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Again, Darius Norman, he is the author of Rewriting Financial Rules. It's available right now. We have a link to the book at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
Are you paying a bundle to the cable company? Cut the cable and save with the all-new ChannelSurferTV.com. We've added several solutions that could save you money every month. We have dish TV options and internet TV solutions that start from just $20 a month. We even have an HD TV antenna for $30 to get the local channels with no monthly fee. Learn more at ChannelSurferTV.com. We'll do our very best to find the perfect TV solution for you. ChannelSurferTV.com. Movies and TV with a low monthly fee. That's ChannelSurferTV.com.
John and Heidi.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
There are 5 temples in Kyoto, Japan that have easy for me to say, blood-stained ceilings, and the ceilings were actually made from the floorboards of a castle where warriors killed themselves. These were Japanese warriors. They killed themselves, after a long hold-off against an army. To this day, you can still see the outlines and the footprints. And instead of surrendering, they killed themselves, and they bled out all over the floor. They took the floor and made it a ceiling in 5 different temples in Kyoto, Japan.
Now that I would probably go see.
What? Now, you don't want to see Stonehenge.
I have no interest in Stonehenge. It's a bunch of rocks. I've got a friend who lives in England, and she was online the other day complaining. She was trying to drive somewhere, and she's like, bloody looky-loos, staring at a bunch of rocks on the side of the road because she couldn't get anywhere. Everybody was slowing down and staring at these stupid rocks. And
So she lives right by Stonehenge?
Well, she was going by it.
Well, we'll have to go
somewhere.
visit. For the first time ever, I want to go visit Georgina. Just kidding. I love you, Georgina. Hey, that's all we had for fun facts because we talked too much. Fun facts brought to you by pinkdrinkfree.com.
John and Heidi.
Are you struggling with addiction or alcohol problems? If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help, and your insurance may offer coverage.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares. Call 800-438-0380, 800-438-0380.
Now, the word of the day. Bootless. Bootless. It's an adjective. Have you ever heard anybody say something of bootless? I've never heard this. I've never heard this.
Does that mean you have no boots?
No, it's useless. It's unprofitable. That is a bootless idea. This is a bootless show. I hope it's not a bootless show, although I'm not wearing boots right now. John's well-intentioned but bootless effort to build a soapbox racer left him feeling frustrated and subdued.
What a stupid sentence.
That was the sentence. I don't make these things up. I don't make these things. I sound like Ricky Ricardo for a second there.
Babaloo.
Anyway, this has been a bootless break, I can tell you that. It is kind of a useless. Why would nobody needs that word? But there you go. If you want to use it, I guess you can use it. It's bootless.
John and Heidi.
Here's Luca from Luca's Boutique. Tell us about the items we'll find at Luca's Boutique.
We have 100% Italian design and Italian made leather goods, artisanally made by artisans, for example, that are commissioned by Gucci, Prada to make bags. We use the same artisans because we know them.
You'll love the fine Italian styles at Luca's Boutique. Leather purses, belts, and more. Learn more at fineitalianstyles.com.
This is Luca from Luca's Boutique, and we have fine Italian styles.
fineitalianstyles.com.
John and Heidi.
Now, some weird news this weekend. Aaron Hughes, age 28 of North Wales, was arrested after becoming the first person ever to swim over the Hoover Dam's deadly turbines. Yeah, this is not a good plan. Hughes said he jumped in the lake and started swimming because it was hot outside. And he thought, hey, why not keep going? And the current sucked him toward the wall, and he had to swim hard. Hughes only escaped being dragged under during his 30-minute swim because 9 of the 10 turbines were turned off. Turbines or turbines? How do you say that?
I would say
turbines.
turbine.
Yeah, I think that's right. 9 of the 10 turbines were turned off. Turbines that people wear on their head.
Yes.
They don't have those at the Hoover Dam. What am I talking about?
What an idiot.
Yeah, so he was there for a stag do, which is what they call a bachelor party. He's British. He was fined $329, will be available for his friend's wedding instead of going to the morgue because thank goodness he didn't die. I've got a link to the story if you'd like.
What an idiot.
Yeah, not a smart thing to do.
No.
Weird news right there, brought to you by 49bydesign.com. That's 49bydesign.com.
John and Heidi.
Now your moment of duh. Our moment of duh today goes to Equifax. Did you hear about this?
I heard about the
In an
breach.
attempt to provide consumers the ability to protect their credit report on the heels of a major data breach, it failed by providing PIN numbers, highly vulnerable to hacking. A number of customers discovered that the PINs generated by enrolling in Equifax's Trusted ID Premier service were not random and apparently sequential, in fact. They were essentially date timestamps of the time of enrollment. An Equifax spokesperson denied any issues, saying that the arbitration clause in the terms of service for Trusted ID Premier only applied to the service itself, not to the breach. So they're basically saying, hey, we can't get in trouble for this. no matter how dumb it was. You can't. You signed an agreement. So don't blame us. You read the agreement. You know what you're getting into.
Nobody reads those agreements.
You know what? I just scrolled through one of those just the other day. I had to sign something, and it was after the fact that I thought, why don't we read those? I mean, we should probably read those things. Yeah, I was like, why? I just clicked. I'm like, hey, I want to load this fun little program on my thing. I want to buzz through it. And I'm like, now what? They can take over my phone? They probably can. All right. Coming up, got some good news to come your way. That'll be here before you know it.
Your credit score really matters when it comes to credit cards, home loans, and car loans. It makes a big difference in whether or not you qualify for the best rates or even get the loan. But did you know that your credit score can also affect the price when you get your insurance too? Many people never even check their credit score, but sadly, errors happen all the time. CreditRepair800.com would like to help you repair your credit and make sure you have the best possible credit score. Get the details on how our program works at CreditRepair800.com. That's CreditRepair800.com.
Before we get to the good news, I've got this. It says here, I don't know why they're wasting money on this, but a United Kingdom researcher found, they did a study to find that women are more likely to lose interest than men when it comes to a little nookie. So women lose interest in nookie before men? Really? Did you need a study for that? I mean, I've been married to this woman next to me for 17 years, and I can tell you, unless there's wine involved, she's never really too interested. But for me, if the wind's blowing the right direction, I'm interested. I'm like, hey, tell you what, I was thinking this might be a good idea. You're like, yeah, calm down there, Fido. Anyway, hopefully that was not a very expensive study because I'm pretty sure that was a useless study. All right, we've got some good news coming your way. This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap this program up with some good news, and I think this is just a really neat story. And I thought since it's the weekend edition of the program, this would be the best time to do this. There's a video. We're not going to play the video online or on the radio because that's going to be kind of hard to do. It's really hard to get people to see a video through the radio.
Yes, it is.
But we'll tell you what happened. Here's the headline. A church tips a pizza delivery guy over $700. So here's the rest of the story. There's a young man in the video, and it's a really neat video that Heidi shared. Thank you, Heidi.
You're welcome. This is old, by the way.
I know. I think you shared this with me like a year ago. We talked about it a year ago, but it wasn't on the radio. We didn't talk about it on the radio, but it was maybe a year or even 2 years ago.
This is a really cool feel-good story.
Yeah, it's a neat story, and it's a fun story. And the thing that I want to encourage people to do is think about doing something like this. Here's what happened. This church they were doing an event where they were going to have pizza, and what they decided to do is say, hey, let's take up a collection. This young man that's working here, let's be a blessing in his life. Let's be a blessing in this young man's life. And the young man that showed up is very grateful that they did this. He went in and delivered a pizza, and he said, they asked me to take one of the pizzas up to the guy up front talking. The pastor was up talking. But they said, no, just take it up there. He wants you to take it right up to him. So he walks all the way up there, and the guy visits with him a little bit. And I'm sure the kid was probably a bit nervous because you don't get up in front of hundreds of people very often like that. And it was really cool because then he said, well, I've got your tip right here. These folks out here decided to give you a nice little blessing. And it was over $700.
That's amazing.
Think about that. Next time you have a party, and, you got a bunch of people coming over. So many times people are always fighting over, here, let me help. All the time.
Let everybody help.
Do this.
And
just say, hey, guys, hey, let's do this. Everybody chip in, and let's give them one heck of a blessing for bringing the pizza to us.
Yeah.
Everybody can be a part of it then. There's no reason you can't do that.
Yeah.
And so if you're having a get-together, I think that would be a really cool way to say, hey, thank you. Thank you very much. All right. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. I've got a link to this video and all kinds of other fun stuff on our Facebook page. That's facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.